So it's becoming an annual tradition on my channel to make some picks at the beginning of the season as to who I think are going to be some of the breakout stars this year. And today I'm going to be reviewing my picks. How did I do? Did I call them correctly, or did I have some major flops, or was it just kind of like a neutral pick? How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Brian Halligan. This is my YouTube channel about biathlon. But hey, if you're a biathlon fan, hit that like and subscribe button. Let's take a look. Let's dive right into it. First prediction for Breakthrough Athlete of the Year is going to be Sweden's Stina Nilsson. Oh man. This is a tough one to start off with. I know everyone's super excited about Stina Nilsson, and I am too, and I think everyone really wants her to do well, but this season was just not good. I mean, look at this trend line. The season started here, and things just kept trending down and down. Just not great. Her ski speed here, just got so much worse, even compared to the average skier. She's still faster than the average skier, but the group definitely caught up to her, and now she's just losing so much time. Look at this. She was like competitive with the top skiers in the scene, and now this year she's just getting blown away by them. So really lost a lot of speed here. Shooting got a little bit worse. Not great though, 71%. Like, you really got to be shooting 80% on the World Cup if you want to be competitive. So unfortunately, just not a good pick. I really thought if she could bump her standing percentage up a little bit, one more season of doing biathlon, maybe she'll become a little bit more comfortable with standing, and she just didn't. It actually went down a little bit. Even her prone went down a little bit. I mean, she really only raced half a season. She started on the World Cup in Kontiolahti, and then Le Grand Bernard, Poklukka, and then she just stayed in Poklukka for the IBU Cup, went to Lenzerheide for the OECH. Not bad in OECH, actually. 4th, 5th on the IBU Cup. Couple good results on the IBU Cup, but then she got one more chance on the World Cup in 72nd in Novo Mesto. Didn't even qualify for the pursuit. So unfortunately, I'm going to have to give this one a thumbs down on the Stina Nilsson pick. I know we all really wanted Stina Nilsson, but it was just a bad pick, not a good season. My next pick for Breakthrough Woman is going to be Norway's Ragnhild Femsteinvik. All right, Ragnhild Femsteinvik. Let's see. She raced a full season on the World Cup. This is her first full season on the World Cup. As you can see, she had a couple World Cup bouts with some really impressive results, actually. 15th in the last couple seasons. But this year was her first full season on the World Cup. And let's see. She improved her shooting just a little bit, really improved her prone from the 70% to the 80%. Standing took a turn for the worse this year, unfortunately. And actually, she improved her skiing a little bit. So, she's only 27 years old. She has a lot more opportunity on the World Cup. So she has some time to improve. But look at this little arc right here. She did very well in the middle of the season and then kind of died down. But watching this red line, I mean, she's like a 30 to 40 athlete, which is kind of interesting considering last year she was competitive with Lou Jomino from France for the IBU Cup total score, and she ends up not being as competitive with Lou Jomino this year, who was fighting for like almost top 10 every race. So I'm going to give this one a neutral pick. I don't think it was a bad pick. Like, she didn't come up short. It was her first season on the World Cup. Like, what do you expect? But she didn't really she wasn't head and shoulders above where I thought she was going to be. So for that one, I'm going to give this one a neutral pick. Hopefully she can, now with Tyrrell and Marta definitely retiring, she can come back next year, have a full season on the World Cup, and improve, and maybe fill that spot, kind of be like where Tannervold was last 2-3 seasons, and maybe Tannervold can move into that Tyrrell Eckhoff, Marta Olsby-Roisland type role. My next prediction for Breakthrough Women of the Year is going to be Vanessa Voigt from Germany. All right, Vanessa Voigt. I got to be honest, I've been following Vanessa Voigt very closely because I had her as my pick to win a lot of the individuals, or at least be super competitive in the individuals this year. But she always just seems to be coming up short for me, and this was it right here. Her standing percentage took a massive turn for the worse. Like, she's a really good shooter, 91.8%, almost 92% shooting. That's really strong on the World Cup. And it was led by her 93% shooting and standing. This year it took a dive to 90%, which is kind of funny that I look at this now, because I kind of, during the season, I was thinking like, oh man, her standing has gone to shit. She hasn't been able to hit anything, and it's really affected her results. But 90% shooting or 89% shooting is still really good. And you put that on top of a 93% prone, and you're averaging 91% still, like, that's absurdly good. She's still one of the best shooters out there. Her ski speed, I'm actually honestly surprised to see this too, because I really thought that her ski speed took a major dive this year, but it really didn't. It was very competitive with last year. And actually compared to the median skier, she only lost just a little bit. So her shooting times went way faster this year. That's really good to see. I'm kind of surprised by all these results, because I just during the season watching the races, I really thought that like she took a major step back. She's only 25 years old. So again, she's even younger than Femsteinvik. So she's got tons of room to grow. Now with Denise Herrmann retiring, maybe she'll be stepping into that role of like the individual specialist. Germany, I think, is desperate for an elite like team leader, especially now that Denise Herrmann-Vik is retiring. So you know what? Let's see how she placed this year. Most of her races were in the 10 to 20 range. She kind of fell off towards the end of the season, where she was kind of above that 20 mark. A couple bad results, 46, 41. But a lot of top fives. Let's see how she finished in the overall ranking. 12th. Hey, that's one up from last year, so that's not bad. How does she do at World Championships this year? Obviously, Team Germany got a second in the relay. But in terms of her individual results, at World Championships, not super great. Thought she would have done better in the individual. So I'm going to give this one a neutral pick as well. I think she had a very fine season. Obviously, she improved some things. But in general, she didn't stand out like I thought she was going to. I thought she was going to be someone who was going to be fighting for that crystal globe in the individual, and even someone fighting for the top 10 more often. So for that reason, again, another neutral pick. Not a bad pick, not a great pick.
My next prediction for Breakthrough Woman of the Year is going to go to Linn Persson from Sweden.
All right, here we go. Linn Persson, 100% good pick on my part. I mean, not to pat myself on the back, but this one, I totally called it. Look at this. Shooting way up from last year. 83%, just a little bit below the standard, still very fine. But then, boom, has her best shooting percentage of her career, just shy of 90%. Really good. And this is actually surprising to me. I'm just seeing this stat now. Actually went down a little bit in the skiing percentage. Did not expect that, but there it is. Shooting times way up. She took a lot of time. 5 seconds off per shooting stage. That's incredible. 5 seconds off per stage. That's just what shooting times can do for you. But look at this. She had like maybe one podium in her past, but this year she was on the podium almost 20% of the time, in the top 10, over 50% of the time. Over 50% of the time she was in the top 10, and only had a few bad races where she was outside of the top 40. But this is where it really, we really see it come alive. Like, best overall ranking, best fight for any of the Crystal Globes, which was great. And then here we go in Oberhof, third in the sprint, second in the individual, 2 medals. Oh my gosh, that was the great call. Huge thumbs up. I almost want to give this 2 thumbs up. Where did she finish in the overall? 13th. Okay, no 2 thumbs up for this one. Just 1 thumbs up for Linn Persson. But yeah, super proud of this one. Definitely called it.
All right, my final pick for Breakthrough Woman of the Year is going to be Paulina-Fialkova from Slovakia.
All right, this one is going to be interesting. So I have to, full disclosure here, I picked Paulina-Fialkova based on her summer roller ski results. So I think there was a race, either Martin Fourcade Roller Ski Festival or the Summer World Championships, where she had a really good result, maybe won or came in second place. So for that reason, I took a little bit of a risk on her. She's been having some good results in the last couple of years, like kind of having good weekends where she's fighting for the podium for like 1 or 2 weekends, and then you don't see her for the rest of the year. So I was kind of thinking with her summer world champs results, I'm like, maybe this is the season for Fialkova. And honestly, after I made that video, I have not really been following her results. Yes, I've seen her in the top 10 a few times, I think, but we will find out right here. This is going to be interesting to see. So let's see. She's been on the World Cup for quite a bit. How old is she? She's 30 years old. Interesting. So this red line is not a good indicator because it is going down all season. So it looks like she started off very strong and then just kind of fell down a little bit as the season went on. Let's take a look here. So she did improve her shooting percentages. Total percent was 80 up to 82%. So that's not bad. Really, that was driven by the prone, as she really stepped up her prone shooting this year. A little bit up on the standing as well, which is always good to see. And even her ski speed was up this year. So far, all the indicators are pointing towards everything is up. Even took a lot of time off her shooting. So where were her results though? That's what we want to see. Was this a good results pick? Ooh, not that great on the results side. She definitely had more top 10s this season, but not as many as this season. Now, granted, this is only percentage. So like if she raced 5 races, or I guess she raced 6 races and 3 of them she was in the top 10, that's going to make this look really high. So maybe she didn't race as much this year, but no podiums this year, which she did have one last year. So that's kind of a bummer. She did have more top 10s this year, same amount of top 20s and much more top 30s and 40s. So let's go over to see where she finished up. So she finished in 17th this year, which is up from the last 2 seasons, but not her best. I didn't realize she finished second in the individual globe in 2019. That's interesting. But no, she was not even in the top 10 for any of the globes. How did she do at World Championships? Her best result was 16th in the mass start. So yeah, I don't know. I think it was a good season. I'm going to give myself a neutral score on this one. I mean, it was a good season for Fialkova, a better season for sure. So if you're looking at like someone if you're looking to make a pick for someone who's going to be better, I mean, technically I did that, but it wasn't like, out of nowhere to come into the top 10 and shock everyone and be competitively fighting for even possibly the overall. Didn't come away with any medals from World Champs. So yeah, there you go. There's Fialkova, neutral pick. All right, so not bad. I had a lot of neutral picks in there. One really good pick, one really bad pick. Both came from Sweden. Who would have saw that coming? But hey, let me know how you did in the comments down below. Did your picks pan out? Was there anyone that you called? I got to admit, I think the female athlete to pick this year was Lou Jamineau. She really came out of nowhere. Sophie Chavot at the same time, but I think Lou had just a much better season. And I'm honestly kicking myself because I interviewed Lou this summer and talked about her season, and I was really jazzed up and excited about her performance and her abilities after meeting her this summer. So if you haven't done so, you can watch this video right here where I interviewed Lou, talked about her IBU Cup results. So yeah, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, and until next time, we'll see you.